First row of trees here we're probably going to take out, so we have to deal with the overhang there, and then there's a couple trees on the other side that are causing issues that we can take out too. Hey folks, Engineer 775, we just got here at the job site, well, a couple hours ago. We've been taking down some pine trees. We're creating a nice space for a ground mount. We got to do a little bit of shade prevention. So we'll be taking down some of these trees. You can hear the folks cutting in the background. And first time bringing the Yanmar to the job, so I'm pretty excited. Nothing compares to an excavator. And we got Johnny, who says his new handle is Chainsaw Bartaloo, but he's kind of scary, so I don't know if we like that character or not, but so anyway, we're dropping trees, hopefully not on my truck.
Yeah, you can never count on the roll.
What happened?
She's gonna roll right in the hole. Bartaloo cut the notch right at that tree.
He aimed it right for that tree.
No, Bartaloo's gonna put it in the hole.
Well, I didn't know the hole was up there. All right, be careful, guys. So we're having some fun here. It's a beautiful winter day, and I'm debuting my new. Well, Abraham is. He's got the new Milwaukee 18-volt chainsaw. About to ruin the bar. That's good. I can just knock that off of there. What do you think of it?
It's working great.
Working great.
Notice the no earphones. It's kind of like running a shaver for trees.
So it's a little wimpy. The chain needs to be tightened for sure.
Yeah, it's running loose.
All right, careful there, Bartaloo.
Bartaloo, that's going to swing back and pop you right in the nose.
Well, next one he won't notch.
All his logging gear that he likes. He has the logging gear magazines in his bathroom, and he looks at it all. He
looks good.
He looks great.
Look at this guy.
He is just.
He's got
looking so good.
Bartaloo. He's the latest look-see-do woodcutter.
Yeah. Oh, he's got some kind of gin pole there.
Get that, Bartaloo.
Come on, Bartaloo. Bartaloo, come on.
That. Okay, we're at the beginning of day 2. About an hour and a half into it. We've been setting our post for a new ground mount. It is a PLP Power Peak. And Johnny and Abraham are over there plumbing some posts. And this is a Schledder-esque type ground mount. It's the first time using the PLP Power Peak. We really like it so far. And so I just want to show you the stage of it, which is basically we just dug the holes with the Mini. What?
Won't you listen to my solar hammer swing?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, what a swing it was. Oh, I heard swing.
Listen to my solar hammer swing.
So, this is going to be a 40 module ground mount, 2 rows of 20, 6 panels dedicated to a solar air conditioning system. This cabin, they want some dehumidification in it, and so we're going to have that mini split just to run it on solar during the day. We have an awesome solar window. We took those trees down yesterday, got rid of them over there, and so we scooted this array back so we could open up the window, which is just beautiful. And we got a lot of cleanup over there. The post-driving, yeah, but they would have already been mounting panels. So there is some trade-off. No, not as straight as what we're getting. Son don't care? Yeah, we do. The job satisfaction on this job has been pretty high so far, hasn't it, boss?
Oh yeah, this major endorphin release followed by a crash yesterday after Chainsaw Bartley was unleashed.
Oh no.
And then today, it's been success all around.
Pride cometh before your posts get crooked.
That was Bartley, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay. We're enjoying this. Is just a beautiful day. It's a beautiful spot. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's like the only house on the road. It's just we've been seeing a lot of turkey, a lot of deer. We hear there's a lot of wild boar here, so we got our guns at the ready. There's a concrete truck leaving. Just finished putting 9 yards in 7 holes. Got plenty of concrete. That thing will never go anywhere. All right, the end of day 2. We've got our posts all set, and oh man, I don't know how. Anyway, we got 9 yards for 7 posts, so they're anchored extremely well. And just finished up. You can see conduit hiding back there. And we put our trench over to an LB, all 2-inch over there. That's going to get into our mech room. And so we're just cleaning up, ready to put some straw down and get some grass seed on this thing. Rain's coming tomorrow, perfect timing. And then we got to go clean up our tree mess. But I've had 2 good days of, this is just one of those places where you just, there's absolutely no noise. Well, you might hear some doves. Well, you hear some groaning in the background. There they are. All right, tomorrow morning we're going to put up our girders and see how easy it is to install the splices and the rails on a power peak. All right. All right, we're beginning day 3, assembling the power peak. So we put what we call the strong backs on the posts. We pulled a lot of strings to make sure that everything is planed out nicely. So everything is good. Distances are all good. Everything's looking sweet. So it's a lot cruder, like I said before, but like it, all the bolt heads are all 7/8, not mixing and matching sockets. Very simple to assemble this. We're having a little bit of issue with splices right now, trying to figure out these splice kits and getting them to line up, and like the self tappers are reaching through and getting too long. So we're that's the only issue we've run into so far. All right, here we are at phase 2, day 1. Got here a couple hours ago, started to lay things out, start mounting solar panels, and we've got our bottom row on. And this is going to be a Sol-ark 8K system. So part of this array, 34 of the modules, 34 out of 40, will have EMP suppressors on them. And so we're going to do that suppressor part right now. And so I'm really happy with the power peak. This has gone really well in terms of everything lining up and planing out. And let's see what these gentlemen are doing down here. Okay, we've made it to the afternoon, and we've got all the panels mounted, and we're now wiring those together. There will be 2 groups of 9, 2 groups of 8, and a group of 6. 6 for the air conditioner, and the rest of the solar is going on the Sol-ark. Right now we're putting our suppressors on the back and wiring our home runs, and then we'll be ready to pull the wire from that point all the way over to, I don't know, you can't see it, but there's an LB pipe right there that we're going to come up into, and then to the mech room. Good morning, folks. This is one of the last days on this job. Buttoning things up. We've got a nicely centered triple IMO disconnect here. Air conditioning. And we have 2 arrays in parallel. We use the Y connectors a nice MC Connect Y connectors. Probably gonna remove some of that tape. Just use it for phasing and keeping track of things, but pretty neat. They got some pretty cool wire management clips that come with the Power Peak. So anyway, cleaning up our mess. Everything's cut. I cut the end rails off with a bandsaw this morning, so we're just getting started here on this is, what is this? This is day 3 of phase 2. We'll probably have 7 days into this job total. Alright, this is another add-on we did for this customer. We put another Grundfos soft start pump in. So if you see the plumbing, if you can see it, the original pump is here. We added another submersible here, soft start. Just stuff to take the load off inverters. Even though it can start it, no problem. No sense beating it up. We also put a hand pump, and we gave the ability to pump the water back into the house with a hand pump. We added our transfer switch so we can have the old grid style pump up here and then the new Grundfos pump selection here. So you have 3 ways to get water out of this well. Three pumps in one well. Done it a bunch. Fairly straightforward, pretty easy to do. And this transfer switch makes it real easy. Then you don't have to run a new line back to your panel box. You can do all the switching out here. And it gives you a point of disconnect, which they didn't have out here. So you can turn the power off if you need to service the well. It's also nice we put a union in so that if you need to pull pumps or work on it, you don't have to cut in or put another coupling or replumb it. Just unhook the union and pull the pumps out. It's fairly straightforward. Gives you some selectability. One pump goes down, no big deal. Switch it over. It gives you time to get the pumps fixed if there's a problem. And then the hand pump. This is the standard simple pump. We're down around 90 feet with that. Pretty straightforward setup now, and we just take the simple pump cap and modify it to accept 2 submersibles, wires, and the simple pump itself. And that's it. That's it for the well house. And they're building a nice little, they just had one of the rocks over it, so they used to have light bulbs and things out here. Now they won't need to do that, so they're doing some freeze protection. And these are insulated walls, have an insulated ceiling, and they're good to go from their water standpoint. The goals today is to add the AC/DC 12C mini split to the house. The reason being, we took out one of the window shakers, 220 volt. That pulls a lot of power, where the AC/DC 12C is going to be running off of solar for most of the time. You see we have 2 disconnects. We have an IMO DC rated disconnect for the DC side of things, solar side, and a standard AC pole disconnect, because that's the input. This unit has 2 power supplies, an AC and a DC power supply. This was the hole where the other unit was going to go. We're going to go ahead and remove all these boards. It's just buttoned up now to keep the air out, and so we'll get that. That's going to be replaced, and then there's going to be a wooden chase built around the condensate line, the power lines, and the line set, so you won't see that ugliness. And we're working on that right now. That's the goal. One of the goals today is to hook up the AC/DC 12C, and that will allow them to take, it gets very humid here, and allow them to just run this thing on solar. They can turn the AC power off and leave the DC power on, and just have it during the day. Just set the temperature and let it remove the humidity from the space. It'll have, it's a pretty good size space, so, but it'll be nice when they get here. The place will be dry, cool, or warm, depending on the time of the year. They've got a huge humidity problem. A lot of times they shut this place down and then come back. When they come in the summer, it's really awful in here. So we're gonna leave this thing on solar only. Let it take care of the humidity. We just checked our condensate line. She's just dumping water out of here right now. So we know it's dehumidifying the space. It's really cool, really comfortable. And yeah, it was 73 here where we're at today. Hard to take, I know, but just worked fantastic. So these are great little air conditioners, and when they can run on solar panels alone. You just saw that bar graph if you were looking at the video. The one on the right, the clouds just went by and the solar kicked up, and it's like almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. She's just making nice cold air. If we can help you get one of these, let me know. We can get you the solar, we can get you the air conditioner. We can even walk you through the install. So right now she is prioritized to solar. You can see it got a little bit bright outside and it went totally on solar. Though we have grid support for it, there was enough power to meet the demand with solar alone. It will run on solar alone, which is so incredible to me. Free AC. Final day of this install. We're doing a little testing, completely off-grid mode. We are in limited power to home, but we turned off the grid support, so we're just running on batteries. We've been running chop saws and air conditioners. There's 4 air conditioners we've run. We did overload it with running 4 air conditioners, a heater, a microwave, and 2 electric stovetop elements. That was, anyway. What happens to the inverter? It gives an alarm, which is AC overload. I can show you that alarm. System alarms. We did it twice. It's an AC overload fault. No big deal. It automatically will reset. But we've intentionally just wanted to see what kind of a perfect storm. Well pump kicks on. Air conditioners are running. Somebody's running a microwave. Somebody's cooking, and we did cause that. So we have a lot of circuits on this system, but you just have to learn the system a little bit and not be so abusive. And firing up the chop saw on top of all that, we kicked it over the top. So. But that's without any grid support. It's running off grid. It's a very cloudy, almost rainy day. You can see we're only making less than a kW of solar. And so we're running a 4,000 watt load right now. Let's see how balanced we are. Okay, we are 1,200 on one side, 2,800 on another. Ooh, we just bumped up another load. 30, let's see how much we got here. Almost 5 kW. No problem there. Alright, so very easy interface to figure out, from the solar to the grid to the loads and the battery condition. You can see the power leaving the battery because we're off grid and we don't have enough solar to support our loads. So we're inverting, and we ran overnight without any grid support. We just told the folks just to run it, and they did. And so we're just seeing how we're getting performance out of our battery. So anyway, before we leave, we will turn grid support back on. Sun's come up. It'll be on that array pretty soon, so we should, even though it's cloudy, get a little more solar power. Anyway, it's very simple interface to figure out, and then you can get into the details of what the solar's making for each MPPT tracker. You can see that the grid is 0000, so we're not cheating. What the inverter's doing, what the loads are, and then the battery condition, voltage, and power going in or out, how much power. Right now we're taking 4,400 watts out of that battery, 4 kW. So okay, so awesome battery rack that's breakered. Got about 2,800 pounds of battery sitting here, at least. And we put a baby wiring trough in, and so we're wrapping it up today. Just gonna do some labeling, and hopefully that was helpful to you. Really impressed with the Sol-ark. I don't know how many we've done now, 6 or 7, maybe 7 of them. We got 2 more lined up to do. Everyone's different, everyone's custom, and we're really utilizing the smart load more and more on this system, and that's been a lot of fun. You can also hold down the light bulb and force the smart load, like if you wanted to just force it to heat water, which is what we're doing right over here. Then we can do that as well. Alright folks, I think I'm going to sign off again and again and again, but if you need any help, the system, getting it designed, sending you a system that you can put in yourself, we'd be glad to help you. This is Engineer 775 signing out. Where it says forced smart load, I was able to hold down that light bulb and force it to turn on, and that's a lot of energy coming out of that battery right now. But I'm going to take it back off now. Just hold down the light bulb and it took it off. Okay, and it should drop down here, hopefully. It's still dumping. There it goes. I heard the relay kick, and oh yeah, it dropped off. Alright, so we dropped back down into the 4 kW range. That's cool. It's a really awesome feature that I think they've got it figured out now, and it works really well. Great option. Probably the best option we've had, simplest option for getting you some hot water from this system.